Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I wanted to show you how I made this Galaxy inspired avocado squishy but made from paper. So to start off with, what you'll want to do to make this squishy is take a white piece of paper and you'll just want to draw out the rough shape of an avocado with a kind of dark blue felt tip pen. Next you'll want to move on with a light pink coloured and you just want to kind of draw out some rough little patches, and then taking a darker pink you'll want to outline these. What I then did was I took a pink colour to make the stone or seed of the avocado, and I just drew out this circle and coloured it in. You can do this in whatever colour that you want, but I did mine pink to kind of match the galaxy effect more. I then took a purple pen and just kind of put loads of purple around those pink splodges, and I then added some little purple bits throughout. I took a very light blue kind of turquoise colour and just put a little bits of this colour on. And then I took another reddy type pink and just added some of that colour on also. What I then did was took a even darker blue like felt tip pen that I did have before, and I just kind of coloured in the rest of it with this colour. I then took a even darker dark blue, almost black dark blue, and just kind of put really dark patches in the dark blue one, if that makes any sense. So I put like the lighter dark blue colour and then added the darker dark blue, like navy colour on top of that dark blue. If you're making this galaxy, you can make it any other colour that you want. I just chose the original colours like blues and pinks because I like that galaxy effect, but obviously you can do this in any shade or colour combination that you want. Once you're happy with the amount of colour that's on your piece of paper, you'll then want to take a paintbrush with some just cold water and just kind of paint around the kind of felt tip that you did. With using felt tips and water, it'll then make it kind of like spread out and go into a more merged kind of galaxy type effect. And yeah, you'll just want to use a quite stiff paintbrush so that you can get the water right into the paper, and it will make the paper really damp, so you don't want to press too hard, but you do want to have enough so that the felt tip kind of runs. I also went back in with my felt tip a couple of times with that darker colour and just added a little bit more ink where I wanted it to be a bit darker, because a few patches on my galaxy were a little bit light once I added water. You'll want to just keep going back in with your paintbrush and the water until you're completely happy with how all the like felt tip ink is blending together. I actually went in with my felt tip a few more times and just kind of evened it out so that there wasn't like loads of obvious just splodges, but yeah, you just kind of get what I mean. You just want to keep going until you're completely happy with how it looks. Had completely dried, I then went in with my white Posca paint pen and I just kind of outlined that pink seed so that it had like kind of a neat edge, because once the felt tip had run, it did run a little bit into the pink. So yeah, I just used the white to kind of neaten up that circle. I also then went ahead and added like kind of like a little highlight to the stone bit because I kind of like how this looked on my last one. And what I then did was I took the same white pen again and just did some white dots all over with some kind of little star effects to add to the galaxy-like effect. I did this all over, like especially where the light bits were, but I also added some extra dots onto the dark bits as well, just to add a little bit more detail. I then went ahead and cut out the shape, and I just did this inside of the whole pattern so I wasn't left with kind of that ugly kind of like splodged out effect. Once it was completely cut out, I then drew on the eyes with a black Sharpie pen and I drew on a little mouth in between the eyes. I then took the same white Posca pen as I used before and just did two little dots on each of the eyes to add a cute little effect. I then went ahead and took a white piece of A4 piece of paper again and I just taped this down to that piece of paper. I then cut out the kind of narrower edge, and what I did was then taped up all the way around the edges so that the front bit of piece of paper and the back bit were completely like taped together. I then went ahead and used the tape to tape across all the way the front of the avocado, and I also then folded the edges around both edges so that it was all completely sealed. What you'll want to do is kind of create like a bag-like effect so that once you open it up from the bottom, you'll then be able to put the stuffing inside. So what you want to do is just tape up the whole front so that it's all nice and shiny, cut off the rest of the excess and then just tape up all the sides until you're left with an opening. Once you have the opening, you'll then want to take some toy stuffing or pillow stuffing, whatever you have around, and just stuff up this shape. You can also use anything else that you have around, like bits of foam or tape or bags some people have suggested, and you just want to kind of fill it up. You'll then want to take some tape and holding it down with your left hand, you'll then want to just tape the bottom piece up like you did the rest of the avocado. Once completely taped up, your squishy is then complete. So I'm super happy with how these paper squishies are going. I know a lot of people are loving them, that's why I'm going to keep posting them because they just keep getting requested and I always want to make things that you want to see. I just want to say a big thank you for bearing with me over the weekend as I didn't post as the weather was absolutely shocking here. We had some sort of snowstorm, which is absolutely crazy because we never ever get snow, so yeah, I kind of couldn't film as I didn't have any lighting. I also want to say a huge thank you to everyone who subscribed over the weekend. I think we ended up getting almost 400 subscribers, which is absolutely insane, as finally we reached over 4,000, which I cannot believe, so thank you so much for whoever hit that button. If you have any questions or any requests at all, please leave them in the comments below, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Bye!